this is probably the biggest news. And once this move's done, do we see other moves continue to funnel in? Because, guys, it is January 13th, and spring training now is a month or less away for certain teams of when it's starting. So things still have to be picked up, and there's a lot of big names that haven't signed yet. But the one that everyone's waiting on, Roki Sasaki, Jon Morosi on MLB Network earlier today discussed, well, what's it looking like and how early could he sign? So let's play that clip for you guys.
It begins the international signing period for players who are classified as amateurs, and that is still the case for Roki Sasaki, given his age, which of course is a key reason why so many teams are interested, and that list includes the Toronto Blue Jays. According to Ken Rosenthal and Andy McCullough of The Athletic, this is very recent news that was reported by Ken Rosenthal and Andy McCullough that the Blue Jays have met with Roki Sasaki. So they now join this group of a little more than a half dozen teams with still active interest in the Japanese superstar pitcher, Roki Sasaki. Again, he is 23 years of age. We saw him dazzle the competition at the World Baseball Classic. Still some interesting developments there with respect to his overall projection. He is not necessarily a pitcher who is already fully developed in the mold of a Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but we do expect him to be one of the star rookies MLB. He's not necessarily, guys, going to sign with the biggest market. He is drawn to teams that have a really good pitching development plan. The Blue Jays notably have done a very good job developing young pitchers, most recently Bowden Francis, who came on and really pitched well for them in 2024. So the Jays have joined the list of teams that include, and in many ways are headlined by, the likes of the Dodgers and the Padres.
So right there, headlined by the Dodgers and the Padres, and all the reports that have come out today, and we just mentioned earlier, the New York Yankees, Mets, out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Giants, out. Rangers, out. Well, the Blue Jays was a little bit of the shocker, but the Blue Jays are in on everybody.
I guess, was that the secret team? Was that the secret
come
team?
the fuck on.
Well, if the guy's not
I
injured,
feel
they're not
good
gonna
for the
sign him.
Blue Jays.
I do not.
This is incredible. I mean, it's just the classic Blue Jays. They get to be, and I'm sure, like, even if they don't finish in second, the report after will be like, he was almost a Blue Jay. The Blue Jays had the most convincing offer. I just like that top free agents are always like, we'll listen to the Blue Jays.
Uh-huh.
We'll see what they have.
This is absolute no.
It's a great PR. Again, it's
This
great
is
PR.
Blue Jays being the Blue Jays.
Exactly.
Well, and I do
love
feel
it.
bad because Canada, a lot of the players, I told you, a lot of the players, when they go, one of their favorite places to go play
Oh, Toronto's
is
great.
in Toronto. They love Toronto. But when you're looking at a team infrastructure and trying to land some of these big names, and now, again, this is different because this isn't a bidding war to the highest dollar for Sasaki.
No.
This is, where does he want to go?
Yeah, it's college recruiting.
Essentially. And in this case, the two teams that we've been talking about from the beginning, Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres.
Right.
Now, looking at the Dodgers case, he has a couple familiar names with Ohtani and Yamamoto that are there. But then with the Padres, a pitcher that he has looked up to his entire life, Yu Darvish, is over there. So you're looking at it and going, well, where could the fit be? The fit is with either place. If he goes to the Dodgers, it's just the rich get richer. They do a great job of developing players. But I do think if he goes to the Padres, it would be something that would actually kind of enhance that rivalry even more. But I don't know. I just feels like the Dodgers might be the Dodgers once again, Brad.
When it comes to pitching development, were the Mariners or are the Mariners still on that list? Did he go to visit the Mariners?
He didn't. The Mariners weren't off that list. So that
Because they have like a really good pitching staff.
They weren't.
Development.
They do have great development. That's a great point. But that's not one of the teams that was either listed. So when we were saying about a surprise team, it's a good point. No one's mentioned Seattle here.
Yeah.
So there is an outside shot. I think it's an outside shot at this point. The fact that unless we're getting a complete, breaking news, holy shirts and pants, like how could it be?
Yeah.
It just feels like the big dogs, the Dodgers and the Padres, if he's not going there, it just seemed like this would truly be a shocker. Right now, it's going kind of exactly how we all thought it would, right? I mean, you guys I know, Kevin, you thought, Sasaki'd be in Baltimore, but
Nah, I'm on the McClanahan train. Give me McClanahan.
I like Kevin's basis now is he's just like after the Corbin Burns thing, he's like, who's from Baltimore?
Yeah.
He's like, who can we just bring in from?
The Charlie Morton situation, I don't even know if we've ever talked about this. News came out that not a big reason, but his family is in the Virginia area, if I'm not mistaken.
He likes crab cakes?
It kind of like the opposite of area actually benefiting the Orioles for a signing.
See, that does help. Hey, location and players have destinations that they want to be, especially when you are being bid on. And in this case, to finish out, Morton obviously probably had more limited options, but that was a deciding factor. But Sasaki, he has all these teams that are interested in him. He's a young budding prospect that could become an MLB star. Why wouldn't you want him on the team? But also, you get to choose where you want to go from those options. And we've said in the past, the connections that you have with certain guys, that matters. A team that can win, that matters. Building that culture. And then lastly, because the biggest thing for him is going to be, how does his development go? What's going to take him from being where he is now to where he is 5 or 6 years down the road? So we'll find out a whole lot. I still think it's one of the Dodgers and the Padres, but if we're going to be surprised, I guess we'll find out soon enough.